Excellent. I think that's how you do... Okay, we can't find it. Excellent, then we go this way. Cool. Hello everyone, my name's FlareBlitzed here, and welcome back to our adventures in Träumerei, where we, hopefully, will be able to solve this without too much trouble. But I think we've managed to get it. Cool. We did it. We pushed aside the ladder and we can move forward. There you go, Roo. Thanks. What are you? No time to talk. We need to pick up Matteo. Yes, Matteo from the previous episode, who decided to stay behind in the woods for some reason. Is there any particular reason as to why you like the woods so much? I enjoy peace and solitude myself, but it doesn't seem safe for a mere child. You're not that much older than me, but the truth is, something has been stalking these woods. Ever since I lost my eye, Sister's been super overprotective and annoying. I ran into a bit of bad luck, but I'm going to prove there's nothing sinister going on here. You're going to be mistaken, dear child. It's certainly a noble pursuit, but I think you need to consider your options. And he left. Please wait for me. Wait behind into the woods. Yes, we should. Into the woods. What are you doing here, Matteo? Rue's brother. Please don't hide from us. Rue's joined your party. Right, so he carried on with us. Crisp, vibrant leaves slowly fluttered towards the ground, but it is now impossible to view the horizon. There you are. What? Rue? You shouldn't be here. Shut up. We came all this way to drag you back home. We need to share the blame. Louis is really mad. If only I could. I've been meaning to ask, why can't you leave? Oh no, it's here. What's here? What is here? Do you hear that? Do you mean laughter? One of those creatures. Which creatures would you be referring to, dear individuals? There we go. Leave the facility? No. Is there any creatures wandering around here? There's nothing to go back to here except for even more trees. Alright, we'll carry on our way then, dear individuals of the past and the future and the present. From what I've read, spirits can't cross bodies of water. Not you two. Ghosts aren't real. If ghosts aren't real, how would you explain these things? Okay, Noël's dad. Father. I don't see myself becoming a parent anytime soon. I'm surrounded by imbeciles. You're not. Yep. Hi there. Anyway, what are you two doing back here? We're trying to find my brother, aren't we all? I had a sister who used to live here. Remarkable woman, if a tad bit short-tempered. Please save the chatter for later. Don't look back. What? Whatever you do, don't look back. They won't do anything as long as you don't acknowledge them. They don't like being stared at. MISCHA joined your party. MISCHA. Matteo, you there? There you are. Sorry. I don't even mind if Louis only yells at me. Let's go home. I can't do that. Rue, you're not supposed to look back. Please, go. The others know you're here. I won't. We really must leave. We really must leave this premises. I saw it too. What? You've got to be kidding me. Not one of these scenarios again where we need to heist it. Maybe the other way would have been more prominent. Okay, and we'll have to go through this again. This way? There's no need to go back. But what if there is? Maybe there isn't. No. What's saving here? There is an intangible one. What is that? Okay, we can run the other way. But there's no need to go here. Okay, I think we just screwed ourselves. Yeah, we just screwed ourselves. Wandering just into the darkness right there. Ouch. You're the one. Yeah, that's not the first time we've encountered one of these enemies where we can't really do anything. Okay, yeah, these chase scenes need some adjustments to them so that you can actually get away from them guaranteed. I thought we was running some more, I'm sorry. Rue, don't you understand? You can't. Not anymore at least. I'm not going back. Even Father's gone. You don't know what you're talking about. You say that now. Oh, we're back here. Okay. Doors up here. We can open these. The door will not budge. Okay. If that's the case, the door will not budge. What about this one? No, we've already gone through these. You're looking pale. I take it you've been busy. Well, here you go. On to the next door now. Receive the luminescent golden key. So now number 1. There we go. This one creaks open. Stranger things. Many stranger things. Ooh, we're back with these twins, it would seem. An ornate gravestone adorned with a plethora of lightly coloured roses. Okay, I understand that. Why can't I interact with you? Here lie the bones of the deceased. Henrietta Sawyer, February the 2nd, 1510 AD, sorry, to June the 16th, 1539 AD. It's odd, isn't it? I've always thought I would pass on before Henrietta. Henrietta's the other sister, and both this character and the one called Henrietta appeared in Chapter 2. Is she going to make me relive every single one of my memories now? Wait, where's Lila? Shouldn't she be here? What are you doing? Making sure Henrietta's still not lingering here. Tell me if you see her. Moving to a warmer place certainly did wonders for my lungs, but I'll miss her. You're handling this much better than I expected. I'm used to this. No one ever keeps their promises. There are some promises that you just can't keep. So this is between Chapter 2 and Chapter 3. Adelaide has joined your party. Adelaide and Henrietta, the two sisters, alongside Lila. One that the town presumed as the witch. The one that they tried to exorcise. Leave. I think she did eventually pass on. A large marble statue of a dove possessing a banquet of snow-white roses. Statue says, if only I had a little bit more colour in my life. I don't recall ever coming across a talking statue of a dove. Neither did one such as myself thought. While the skies are vibrant gradient of orange and red, the garden provides a contrast with how gloomy and brittle their leaves are. An array of weathered gravestones can be seen throughout the garden. Cool. This one? No, if I can't go forwards, no need to go there. But it must mean I need to expect something else. What is it that I need? Okay, we leave where we came. So there's something else I need to do then. So go back the way we... You don't need to go here. Then which way do we go? Which way do we go within this place? A specific gravestone? I'm still not sure. Really peculiar. Leave. Yes, we can leave. But there's nothing we can do. Unless there's a specific tile on this statue I need to investigate, but I don't think that would be the case. We can't go right, and going left just leads us to where we originally came. So I wonder if there's a specific gravestone we need to visit. If that's the case, then that's just really unfair. There's no need to go here. Then where do we go? Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Unless I need to whip out a message to the developer telling that this area is on lockdown until something allows it to be possible to go through, because we keep going back and forth these areas without knowing what we need to do. Oh, we can take berries and then put it on the dove. Okay, that was... what was the indicator for that? Hold on. Okay, so this bush had some red berries on it. I just didn't bother to interact with it. My bad. So you give the berries to the dove. Thank you. This is exactly what I needed. Received a brooch with a ruby embedded inside. Sorry. I know I've seen this around before. It's certainly pretty. Have you seen Henrietta yet? No, I have not. It should be an indicator that she's no longer here. That's a relief. Let's head back home now. Okie dokie, we can do that. Leave? Absolutely. My bad. Any other characters? An imposing stone wall is impossible to see past it. Not when we're this short anyways. Hey, a small token is all it takes to proceed. The past will always be there to guide you, but it's up to you to determine when to let go. Toss in the brooch. It looks awfully valuable. Don't you think we could find something else to use? I don't think we need this brooch. Letting go of it must be difficult. Oh dear, we've already put it in, we cannot commit to get it back out, especially as Noël's expression tells you, just don't bother. Do not bother talking to me. Wait, hold on. A tall gold-plated gate. What about this way? There's nothing over there. How do you know there's nothing over there unless you investigate over there? Are you sure you want to leave? Absolutely, I think so. We think so. Ooh. There's nothing over there. Oh, hi. I'm sorry I left you behind. I can walk slow if you like. Don't worry about me, Noël. We'll see each other again soon enough. But I would love to spend more time with you, dear friend. It's been so long. You need to learn to let go. What if I can't? Tell me, do you know why you're here? I pray that you'll understand soon. Are you real or an illusion? That is for you to decide. I wish you all of the best, Noël. I'll get you back. You and Henrietta, Annabelle, Mum, Dad, everyone. Is that your objective here, Noël? To revive your family and your friends, ones that you've lost throughout the ages. A library, all the way out here. Lila, enter the library. Who would be amongst these books? Oh, it's a mythology book. It opens onto a page. Elico. According to myth, Elico is typically a one-eyed harbinger of misfortune. Those who cheat a liquor will be faced with injury or death, and they are said to latch onto the necks of those unfortunate enough to come across them. What a pleasant read. Indeed. Who would be the liquor? Oh. It must have been my imagination. Wasn't that a portrait from one of the previous chapters? Thinking number 2. What would that have been? A large assortment of books. There's so many books, but why do they all look the same? With the same title. And with the same content inside. Blank. Leave. Okay, we can't leave. There's nothing else over here. So, why can't we leave? Okay, we'll take the book. I didn't realise there was a second option there. Oh. What the? There's a hand there. Oh. How do I get this thing to leave? Leave, yes. Get this thing to leave. Get this shadow away from me. Go. Oh, is this my companion? Yeah, it's my companion. It's my shadow. A peculiar structure that appears to be on the verge of collapse. Constructed from a variety of wooden planks of varying quality. The building does not appear to be safe, and yet its appearance within this cold, desolate road is akin to that of a structure from a fairy tale. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Ah, it is my companion. A deceased one. A chicken house? Oh, Baby Yaga. Baba Yaga. I always wanted to search for this house with my new friend. Ooh, a semi-translucent spectre is kneeling in front of a large golden mirror. It reminds you of something, but whatever it is, you can't remember. Ties string around the figure, yes. Why am I even doing this? Hey, it left. Yike. So... Oh, bad end. The Forgotten. Ah, because in chapter 2... What the... Why is there a series of numbers that just came up? Like, all of these... Oh. 3, 1, 1, 4. So there's a bad end. Then there's... Okay. We don't want to do that. What is going on? I'm never quite sure I'm quite sure I never experienced any of this before. There's no possible way these are my memories. Are you sure now? Will you... Just ignore them. Ancient ruins. Yep, just ignore them. We are speaking in an alternate language we do not understand. Hi. Oh, shut up already. Wretched fools. No one gives a damn about what you all have to say. Auntie? Oh, not DELIA again. Oh, this way's a dead end. Jump? But why would we jump? Who in devil's name would okay, jump. Something tells me that was a bad idea. I thought I heard her voice. DELIA, the auntie, the grandma in all this. I believe it's auntie. I believe DELIA is the auntie. And I thought so. You make a return for the 3rd time. It's rude to keep your elders waiting. Aunt DELIA, what are you doing here? How should I know? This is for you and you alone to figure out. You're not real? Once again, I am neither real nor imaginary. Somewhere in between the life and the afterlife. Or perhaps I am real and you are the illusion. Can I ask you something? I won't guarantee I'll answer stupid questions, but sure. Are you a bad person? I mean, that's up to one's own perspective to decide if someone's good or bad. No. Are we bad people? There's no such thing as a truly good or bad person. People live solely to fulfill their own desires, but I personally don't see that as a necessarily bad thing. But you need to remember that your life isn't your own. Everyone has connections in their lives, whether important or inconsequential. Though, whatever you do with your life is up to you. Aunt Delia, if you believe there are no good and evil people, then why do you only do bad things? Oh, how cruel of you to say. You're not as good as you'd like to believe, my dear nephew. I take it you haven't remembered yet. No, wait, please stay. Please stay. I don't need her. I'm sure you do. That's why you asked her a question, Leaf. That's why you asked a question of that nature to her. Oh, a silhouette. They appear to be missing their limbs. Does seem like it. Portrait. A canvas. Yeah, in the previous chapter, the ending that you got was based off of what response you gave to Aunt Delia? Or Lydia? I've forgotten now. I'm not sure if it's chapter 1 or chapter 2 where the ending was decided on how you answer questions, but in this one it's based off of decisions. Decisions through your actions rather than through your words. But which way do we go now? Ancient ruins, ancient ruins, ancient ruins. Take limbs, okay. We'll take the limbs and reattach them to the statue. So, you, upon giving the statue its limbs, Noël discovers a paintbrush on the ground. Received paintbrush. I've never been much of a painter. Maybe this is a new start to you, Noël. Maybe you one day can become a legendary vampiric painter. This is in the past. Because they're both here. Henrietta, Adelaide. Long time no see, Noël. Would you mind giving me that paintbrush you're holding? Yes. Here you go. Thank you. Aw. Your painting will be lovely, Henrietta. Could you paint a portrait of me next? I will, if I have enough paint to spare. Why don't you paint us a bridge to Egypt next? I'd love to see where Mom and Dad grew up. Fetch me more paint then, sister. Okay, so we're gonna fetch paint for this one. Don't be like that. Remember when we'd all wander the woods for hours in search for Baba Yaga's house? Like she'd even exist. And we weren't even in Russia at the time. Life used to be so simple back then. Oh, but now you're going to get married. He's very nice, but I'm not sure. You've got to settle down someday. Such backwards thinking. I'm glad to see you're doing well. So remember chapter 2, Henrietta wasn't at all well health-wise. Or, sorry, Adelaide. I don't remember any of this. Why? You're all very important, but... Is that tears in your eyes? What the... Do you ever really care about us? How could you say such a thing? Of course I did. When did you last speak our names? Or did you forget about us two once I died? Were you content as long as you had an illusion of a false switch on your side? Lila's not an illusion. She's a living human being. Living human. Lila isn't real, and neither are we. Is any of this real? Are any of your friends real? Of course they're real. what is real and what is fiction. I'll tell you what is fiction, darling. You, Noël, everything here. But what you're seeing right here, folks, this is real. This hair right here, it's real. And I won't wake up because this isn't a dream. I mean, unless you're watching this half asleep. How could you be so sure? Are you too mad that I couldn't bring you back? I don't know why it worked for Lila, but not for you two. I'll try harder. I promise. I won't quit until I bring both of you back. And then we can be one happy family. We don't want that, Noël. What do you remember? Please remember. What we want is... What do you want? Please tell me. I don't want to be left alone anymore. Neither you two want to talk. But I really want to be friends with you two again. I missed you so much. It seems we have more with these two than we realize. They're blocking the bridge. Definitely a bridge, that is. So what do we need to do while we're here? A painting. It seems almost lifelike. Leave, yes. Get past these two. We're back here then. Okay. You look like you've seen better days. Lila. Where's Lila? And my mother. I met Azelle, Annabelle, Rue, Henrietta, Adelaide, Auntie, even my own father. Where is Lila and... Lila. There appears to be no one in my books with her name. Liar! She's real! I think you are mistaken. I have no one in my records by the name of Lila. Could you perhaps be mistaken? No, I. Her name was Lila Valeries. Will I meet her next? I'm afraid not. Why not? You only knew her in death. You were of no importance in her life. No. Everyone here are living people you have known for months, years, decades. But you have only been acquainted with an imperfect, grotesque imprint of her life. No, she's real. She's still here. So, do you admit to bring her back from the land of the dead? She's not dead. My, you are even more hopeless than I originally thought. No, Father told me it's possible. He told me death isn't permanent. He even brought Mother back. I presume your memories are starting to come back. They never went away in the first place, but they made my head feel fuzzy. I hope now you know of what you've done. I did that, but I'm going to make up for my sins. I will bring them back. I want to bring them back. Like how you tried to bring back that hanged woman, Henrietta, Adelaide, everyone you have met on your adventures. How many times have we met for the first time? I've never seen you until this day. How could you be sure? What I hate most about people like you is how you think you have the right to mess with the living and the dead, but whether you live or die is for me to decide. Okay? So we leave this segment of the game. Where to hide? So you're escaping the grip of a Grim Reaper. Delicate rose bushes. This way? Leave, yes. Why have you been running? Isn't death what you most desire? I don't know. Noël ROUSSEAU, born to a family of witches. Your mother was an undertaker. Your father a teacher. You had an older cousin who you could call a brother, but he died in the trenches. Stop, I don't want to hear this. You clearly loved the elderly woman next door you referred to as grandmother. You spent your days after school listening to her stories. You never believed her, but you could say your love of books was inherited from her. One day, something changed. She was taken and your family left. And you've been running ever since. You've had so many chances at death, but you've wasted each and every chance. Please don't say anymore. I don't want to hear this. It's not about what you want, but what you need to hear. It's time you've accepted responsibility for all that you've done. Young vampire, witch, vagabond. You've been wandering the countryside for centuries, but don't you think it's time you returned? How many lives have you ruined since you left your home in 1943? Don't worry, soon this will all be over, and then you can reunite with your loved ones again. No, please don't fret. Whatever happens, this is all on you. All you've done is run, and run, but I am the Grim Reaper. Whether you live or die is for me to decide, and me alone. Now, sweet dreams. True end. Right, there's another ending in here. Hello. Hello, you two. I didn't see a passage to the normal end, though. I'm trying to think what it could have been. Maybe turning back before you jump down could have led to the normal ending, but I'm not entirely sure of that matter. Good. So yeah, there's definitely what you call the end of the game. But I am unsure on how to wrap all this up, because there are so many different time zones in this game, but it seemed very haphazard as to the plot line. But again, like I said in one of the previous episodes, it's up to interpretation to decide what kind of goes on from here. These three? I love these portraits. I also love the style as well. Noël and the Grim Reaper. What was the significance behind the Grim Reaper? But apparently there is one more chapter. Thank you for playing. Here was a fourth chapter. Wait, Mom and Dad? Yeah, that's definitely those two. Noël, Mom and Dad. Mom, Noël, and Dad from left to right. Would you like to access a bonus room? Yes, please. So the mother was an undertaker, the father the teacher, and Noël as who he is. So let's go from left to right. The auntie. If I can access them, that is. Okay. Look at the character sheet. Yep. Read character bio. DELIA is related to Noël on his father's side of the family and is a genuinely unpleasant person. That's not that far from the truth. Ever since the death of her beloved apothecary, DELIA's view on humans has been below zero. Sub-zero. While her role this time around is minimal, DELIA is still an important person to Noël despite his new profound revelations towards her. She has had many siblings, none of which have currently appeared in the game. That's true, probably. I mean, like, probably. Let's see. Oh, wait, hold on. I didn't mean to. We'll come back to this. More options. Okay, more options just referring to any of the characters, actually. Art gallery. CGs. I think that's the first one we encountered. That was Rue and AZELLE. Rue and AZELLE. Noël and Annabelle. The Grim Reaper and Noël. Jan, AZELLE and Annabelle with their mother. Annabelle and older Annabelle, Rue and I've forgotten his brother's name, Mateo or something like that. Oh yes, Rue, Noël, Mateo, and Noel's father. This is a bit of an enigma, because I believe this took place, could be like an illusion of the bad ending of the second chapter, or the first chapter, but it does represent a sort of death in the well in one possible timeline. And it has Lila in the background, Noel's father on the left, and Noel's mother on the right. But what could that mean? And there's a fifth person because there's a hat below the priestess. But then again, those could be two other characters. They couldn't necessarily be Noel's parents, but they're two different characters. And it could be, I've forgotten their names now, but they did appear in the second chapter and they sort of acted like witch hunters. Okay, I think that's the more accurate conclusion from that, is that those two on the left and right are witch hunters, and Lila is in the background. Okay, so Noël was being grabbed. Cool. So, actually I will save here. I will save in this room. You have to press up to view their stuff. Creator commentary. Hi, it's Veynn. Thank you so much for playing Chapter 3 of Träumerei. I can't believe there's only one more installment left yet, Chapter 4. Although I do wonder what Chapter 4 will bring, because if Noël has returned to his loved ones, then what will that entail with this particular dimension? There's been ups and downs when working on this project, but it's been a very fun experience overall. I tried stepping away from using so much warm colours like red and orange this time around. There was a lot of red in here, I'm sorry, but the red was still very apparent in this game. I hope I succeeded, well, somewhat at least. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to disagree with that one there. It's up to interpretation though. I'm really excited to finally reaching the point in the story that takes place in Noël's actual timeline. Spoiler for Chapter 4. I've always been fond of stories with time travel, so I had been a part of Träumerei since day one. This feels a little bit like Pocket Mirror and Little Goody Two Shoes, where you need to play LGTS when it comes out to get behind the story of that game. And it's the same here, where you would have to look at these games first before returning back to the past and thinking, okay, these two go together. These two bits of lore go right together, like that. Right, hints throughout the previous two chapters. Such as how Noël started his favourite book in the first chapter was Wizard of Oz. The modern part of Chapter 1 took place in 1888, while the novel was written in 1900. There are also a few hints, such as how Noël would refer to gramophones as ancient, even though they weren't painted until 1887 by Emily Bernliner. Excuse me. I don't think gramophones were used by a more widespread audience until the late 1800s, however. Though Noël's immense dislike of gramophones was probably construed as him being more of a brat than usual. Speaking of which, I'm so happy that I can finally talk this much in the creator commentary. I did keep things under wraps until this chapter was released, but now I don't have to. My idea for the first 3 chapters was akin to Noël reviewing his memories in reverse. It's all quite disjointed and rather confusing, since I imagine it would be difficult to retain a few centuries worth of information. That's true. I'd say that is definitely true. Especially if you're from an era that should be, by all accounts, non-existent from a past standpoint. I'd say more, but it looks like I've been here long enough. The 4th and final chapter will be titled Lost Wayward Soul. Please stay tuned at the Tumblr page for updates on the final chapter and future side projects. Cool. Right. You're next. Lewis's character sheet. Believe this is the first time we've met this character. Character bio. As the oldest rich child, Lewis has the responsibility of looking after Rue and Matteo while their parents are away, which is generally most, if not all the time. Ever since a certain accident the previous year, Lewis has become extremely overprotective of Rue and rarely allows him to leave the house. Lewis is the type to compartmentalize her feelings and has refused to speak of Matteo, much to Rue's anger. While she has been trigger happy in the past, Louisa has become a more subdued person at this point in time. There wasn't a huge amount of her. Okay, we've already done that. This is quite an apparent theme. I understand. Okay, the Grim Reaper. An unknown age. Wyvern. As Wyvern is a Grim Reaper, their appearance varies from person to person, but do not possess a true physical form and will instead appear to you as someone near and dear to your heart. So, who does the Grim Reaper represent in this tale then? But again, he does look a little similar to Noël. There is a high probability that everyone will encounter a Grim Reaper at least once in their life, regardless of whether their death is near. Yikes. However, it is possible for your perception of a Grim Reaper to change. They will not always imitate the form of a certain person, as feelings will always change. Currently, Noël views Wyvern as a certain someone, or someones. Okay, Rue sees Matteo. AZELLE sees possibly Annabella or their mother. And Annabella sees herself. Okay. Let's see, Adelaide. Adelaide. A lot of Adelaide. Read character bio. Unlike her more pessimistic youth, Adelaide is now a chippier, albeit secretive woman. She earns a living through reading fortunes and is particularly adept of scrying. Though unlike Henrita's affinity towards predicting the future, Adelaide's speciality is speaking with beings unseen. Much to her surprise, she has lived much longer than originally expected. She still has a bit of an affinity towards bad luck, but there also appears to be something different about both her and Henrita. They do not appear to be entirely human. Right, nonetheless, she has recently become engaged and is looking forward to a bright future. Right, this is definitely another timeline, because Adelaide or Henrita, I keep forgetting which one of the two, one of them was always ill when we were talking to them, and at the end of chapter 2, we sort of looked at them on their deathbed. Let's see, AZELLE's character sheet. Sheet 1. So that's them right now. This is them in the far... Wait, no. 19. They're both the same. Sheet 3. Ah, this one's the one. Okay. A cheerful and approachable half-demon, AZELLE is Annabella's older brother and Emmeline's stepson. Despite his friendly appearance, he seems to have feelings of self-loathing. While Emmeline and his father are his most hated people, he can't help but feel sorry for the former. During the early parts of his life, shortly after his father had left him with Emmeline, he could resonate with her feelings of resentment, though these feelings had soon changed to contempt towards her repeated insistence of Annabelle being a changeling. However, unlike with Emmeline, AZELLE is now free to act more like his true self. But what is a true self, to be honest? Right. 1. Aged 13. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'll go back. Cheat 2. age 7. That's between the youngest and the oldest. And then, oh, 3, just so small. So small. S-M-O-L, small. A cute and cheerful half-demon, Annabelle is always happy to lend a hand, though while she usually means well, her idea of helping is not always the best. As she has spent the first 30 years of her life underground, Annabelle is somewhat oblivious to the real world. Yet after all, while it has been many years since she and her brother had escaped, Annabelle has not had the chance of making too many friends. As far as she knows, Emmeline has never existed. Any memories she has retained of her are nothing more than a fleeting memory. While she is perfectly content with her life, she can't help but be curious of what her mother was like. Cool. And our protagonist. View Noël's character sheet. Yes, he always is. Very handsome. And, of course, very soulless. Read character bio. A very disgruntled and perpetually erratic vampire. He seems to be rather confused most of the time, but chooses to hide this through snide remarks. In actuality, Noël was originally from 1943. His true birth date is December 24, 1930, but for reasons unknown, he had wound up completely adrift a few centuries prior. His memories were not completely erased, but over time he had convinced himself that they were nothing more than strange dreams. Unfortunately, due to his precinct for antagonizing anyone he likes or dislikes, he has had his fair share of trouble, such as murdering a particular magpie and being put on trial by the High Owl Court, which is what the portrait was earlier, where those two witch hunters were, with Lila behind Noël and Noël up front, and a figure with a hat on the bottom right. There are many unknowns in his life, but all he truly desires is to have a family once again. Even his wish for death is rather unclear, and as time has come on, that wish has become more and more unclear, because at the beginning he just wished for it, but now it's like, do I really want that? It is possible that he's been viewing everything and everyone he befriends through rose-tinted glasses. My glasses are not rose-tinted, thank you very much. Roux's character sheet. 1. So that's his oldest form. Number 2. That's a different form. And that's his youngest form. Let's see. Similarly to that of his siblings and everyone else before him, Roux's existence has been plagued by misfortune. After a certain incident that had cost him an eye and Matteo's soul, Roux's general demeanour and memories have become faulty at best. Okay, so Matteo's soul is being departed is probably the reason why he couldn't leave the forest. It's sort of like a binding to his remaining spirit. He does not appear to have recollections of the accident, but believes that Matteo is still alive. Unfortunately, as Roux was killed by in 1887, his plans to find his brother have been permanently halted. He was either killed by DELIA or the witch hunters. Whether or not Roux realizes he is dead is entirely unclear. Yes, and that's probably why, when trying to talk to AZELLE, and was probably confused as to why he was rather confused as when he was told that he was actually dead, but Roux was like, but I'm not dead. Well, not as far as I know anyways. So, there's that. Sorry, I need to clean my glasses there. Henritas. There's a lot of characters in this regarding... Well, there's a lot of characters here than the previous chapters. Adelaide's younger sister, who is generally left to the task of keeping both her and Noël in check. Unlike Adelaide, Henrietta absolutely despises romance and prefers to spend her days painting. She does not appear to be entirely human, though Noël suspects both her and Adelaide to be of Fey descent. Ever since they had left Procession's way, Henrietta has become more attuned to her dreams. Unfortunately, as of late, not all of them have been good. as of late her health has been through a steady decline, but her real cause of death was a surprise. Okay, yeah, that's how you explained it. MISCHA's character sheet. Let's see, Noël's father and a vampire. It seems that MISCHA does not recognize him, a solitary figure. MISCHA is a vagabond who carries on with no goal in sight. MISCHA is Noël's father, enigmatic and mysterious man. He does not recognize his son at this point in time, probably because it's too far in the past, so that he probably not would have, you know what. Instead, he appears to be vaguely familiar with the Dietrich family. He is related to DELIA ROUSSEAU and shares a strong resemblance to her. He does actually now, looking at them. Though unlike her, MISCHA is a vampire, not a witch. While MISCHA acts goofy and is prone to discussing conspiracy theories, though whether he believes them or not is a completely unrelated matter, he is in truth a solitary individual. Noël claims to have killed MISCHA, but aims to make amends with his father. Yikes. Oh, we're coming to the end of the list. View Matteo's character sheet. So I think in Chapter 4, I believe we would be introduced to Noël's mother. Because we had a portrait of them, but she did not appear in the game. She only appeared in the credits. Let's see, Matteo's. The youngest of the three siblings, Matteo is a rather timid and shy individual. While he is not cowardly, he tends to tread on the safer side of things, unlike Rue and Luisa. While he had died in an accident the previous year, Rue claims that this to be false, as he still believes Matteo to be lost in the woods. Normally Matteo can be seen with a placid smile on his face. It's actually quite difficult to tell what his true feelings even are most of the time. There's not much in the world that he likes or dislikes, but he seems to harbour some contempt for his family's business. Okay, now the mother of AZELLE and Annabelle. Emmeline's character sheet. No eyes. No eyes on you. A rather pitiful woman, Emmeline is Annabelle's mother and AZELLE's stepmom. She had met and fallen in love with their father once upon a time, but has neither seen nor heard of him in over 30 years. She truly believes Annabelle has been replaced with a chainling, but is too scared to directly confront her in fear of forever losing her real daughter. While Emmeline hates both AZELLE and the chainling, she chooses to ignore them for the most part. After all, in a twisted sense, they are all she has left. So she chooses to cling on to the reality that she chooses to make, rather than accepting the reality that is in front of her. Okay, that is, in a sense, everything aside the normal ending to title. So I have an idea of where the normal ending is, but I kind of want to go through the game again just to see whereabouts it is. Ooh. Ah! A refusal to go over the bridge. So I skipped through all that. I was just thinking maybe this isn't it, but it turns out that it is. Okay, so the bad ending is when you try to tie the strings together in one of those mirrors. The normal end is when you refuse to cross over the bridge and go back to the Grim Reaper. And the true ending is when you are essentially removed from life by the Grim Reaper itself. So those are all of the endings to the game. Thank you so much for watching this Let's Play. I know this has been quite quick for me churning out these videos and stuff like that. It's only literally been 1 day since this game has been released, but Chapter 3 anyways. And looking forward to seeing what the 4th and final chapter has to offer when it comes to this series, because I'm starting to get a very basic idea of how this game works, but I'll wait until the 4th chapter to see if my sort of theory is true about the game. Yes, it is kind of like a time travel theme where we revisit these memories of Noël keeps having time and time again, and not sure if it's his job to try and rectify these sort of things, but it seems to be the case where it is one of those things. It's one of those things where he's just reliving these events over and over again to try and find a way to be able to see his family once again, and supposedly the Grim Reaper is probably the only option for that. But then again, Noël doesn't want it to be the only option, but the Grim Reaper's like, I'm not telling you when it's your time to descend into the next part of life, I will decide that for you. But yeah, the Grim Reaper is a kind of a mysterious figure here, because he's kind of like the only one that has granted Noël what he wished for back in the past. Moonlight Circus though. It's definitely been a circus of different events throughout this, and I'm very happy to play this game as it is, because I find it really good. It's given us a lot of story in which the first and second part really hasn't given to the player. It's given a lot of backstory behind Noël and the other characters, because if Chapter 0, the experimental version of the game, was canon, then that would have given some story behind Noël and behind why he dislikes certain things and his memories being all hazy and bizarre like that. But that's just my 2 cents. But thank you all so much for watching, guys. This has been the 3rd chapter of Träumerei, as I said in the first episode of this Let's Play. There is a link in the description below where you'll be able to download the game for yourselves. I don't believe at this point in time that RPGmaker.net is working properly at this point in time. It keeps telling me that I need to be on a private network to be able to open it up, but there are other places like Itch.io where you can just type Träumerei or the developer's name, Veynn, and you'll be able to find all 4 versions of Träumerei itself under there, along with A City of Bones and one other game which I forgot, a Spotlight, there we go. The Spotlight of it scenario. But thank you all so much for watching, guys. This has been Chapter 3 of Träumerei, called Moonlight Circus, and we'll be seeing each other's in the next video. Have a wonderful day and take care of yourselves.